At the end of the world, where the map turns white and the wind never sleeps, men hunt a creature worth its weight in gold. The toothfish deep-sea predator, ghost of the Antarctic and white gold of the ocean. Its meat glistens on luxury plates, but earning it means gambling your life against the sea. To find it, fishermen must sail into a place beyond mercy, the Southern Ocean. There, steel freezes, ropes stiffen like bone, and the cold can kill in minutes. Below a kilometer of black water, the toothfish drifts unseen, ancient and slow, untouched by sunlight or time. Before departure, preparation borders on obsession. Every bolt tightened, every hook baited, every ration packed. Because once they leave the harbor, there's no help, no rescue, only the ice. The crew will live for months on a floating steel coffin, where one storm can erase everything. When they reach the fishing grounds, the temperature drops to -40 degrees Celsius. The men work with frozen fingers, lowering kilometers of baited hooks called long lines. Each hook vanishes into the dark, into a place where only monsters swim. Then they wait hours, sometimes days. The first sign is always subtle, a tremor in the cable, a flicker on the sonar. Then the captain shouts, and chaos begins. Men pull with every muscle, fighting the unseen weight beneath. The ocean resists like something alive. And then it breaks the surface. A silver mass erupts from the deep, thrashing, eyes black as night. The toothfish, 200 kilos of cold fury. It slams against the deck, nearly throwing men off their feet. Hooks tear through gloves. Blood meets ice. There's no time to hesitate. The crew stuns the fish, bleeds it, washes it with seawater, and flash freezes it within minutes. On this ship, speed is survival for freshness, for safety, for life itself. The deck reeks of salt, iron, and diesel. Each catch is a small miracle, but the sea demands a price. Sudden storms rise from nowhere, waves towering over the mast. Icebergs drift like silent predators, ready to crush steel. Out here, one mistake is all it takes for a man to vanish forever. Sleep becomes a luxury. Men work in shifts 6 hours hauling lines, 6 hours thawing inside bunks that never truly warm. The cook fights to keep food hot as the galley shakes with every hit from the waves. Even laughter freezes before it leaves their lips. At night, the world turns black except for the glow of the aurora. Green light dances across the ice while the crew watches in silence. Each man lost in thought. Somewhere below, the toothfish continue to move slow, patient, eternal. When another signal blinks, adrenaline returns. Sometimes the lines come up empty. Sometimes they come alive. One fish can feed a family for months. A full hold can feed a nation. But the line between victory and death is as thin as the ice around them. Every crew has lost someone. A man pulled overboard, another crushed by shifting ice. There's no time for funerals, only silence and the cold. The ocean keeps what it takes. Still, they return every season, because the danger is part of the reward. Because nothing on land compares to the feeling of hauling white gold from the deep. When the hold finally fills, exhaustion fades into pride. The kind only earned where few dare to go. Back at port, auctions begin. The frozen fish gleam under fluorescent lights as buyers from Japan, France, and the US fight with bids. A single trip can bring millions. Chefs praise the buttery texture, unaware it was bought with frostbite, sleepless nights, and risk. But behind the profit lies a warning. Toothfish grow slowly and live half a century. Overfishing once pushed them to the brink until strict international laws imposed tight quotas and surveillance. Every legal ship now sails with GPS trackers and onboard inspectors. Even so, illegal vessels lurk ghost ships with fake names, stealing from protected waters. The Southern Ocean has become a cold battleground where coast guards chase shadows through blizzards. It's a war waged in silence, fought over invisible fortunes beneath the ice. And when the sea calms, the crew gathers in the galley, faces cracked, hands bandaged, steaming mugs in hand. They talk about home, about storms survived, about the ones who didn't make it back. The laughter is brief, but it's real. It keeps them human. When the radio finally crackles, land in sight, relief floods the ship. The horizon glows gold as the sun returns after weeks of darkness. For a moment, the endless sea looks almost gentle, as if forgiving them for surviving it. At the pier, the men stand on solid ground again, legs still swaying to the rhythm of waves. Their faces are burned, hands scarred, eyes hollow but proud. They've beaten the odds not just against nature, but against themselves. In their absence, their families have lived in waiting. Now, the reunion is brief, a few days of warmth before another voyage begins. Because the ocean never sleeps, and neither does the hunger for the next catch. But the modern fishermen know something their fathers didn't. The ocean is changing. Ice melts sooner, storms grow stronger, and the fish migrate deeper. To survive, they must adapt or lose everything. That's why many now work with scientists, tagging released toothfish with GPS sensors, tracking movements to protect the future of the species. It's a fragile packed mint of profit turning into stewards of the sea they once only took from. Because they understand now, without balance, the ocean will take it all back. Every dollar, every life, every dream built on the water. The white gold of the Antarctic must be earned, not stolen. And so, as dawn paints the icebergs in pink and gold, another ship sets out. The captain's breath clouds the air as he grips the wheel. Behind him, the crew stands ready, silent, resolute, faces carved by wind and salt. Somewhere beneath them, in the darkness 1,000 meters down, the toothfish waits ancient, patient, untouched. The hunt will begin again. Because this is more than fishing. It's a war between man and nature, courage and oblivion, greed and survival. At the frozen edge of the earth, the ocean never gives it, only tests who's willing to take the risk. The hunt for the toothfish is not just a job. It's a confession of what it means to be human, to endure, to conquer, and to return, again and again, to the place that could kill you, just to feel alive. From the frozen hunt for Antarctic big toothfish, we now sail north to New Zealand's calm turquoise waters, where a new treasure waits beneath the waves, the emerald green-lipped mussel. In the violent waters off New Zealand's South Island, men battle cold, exhaustion, and the endless roar of the Pacific to harvest something the world calls the emerald of the ocean, the green-lipped mussel. Beneath the glassy surface of the Marlborough Sounds lies an empire of ropes and anchors stretching for miles. Each strand hides thousands of mussels feeding in silence, growing heavier with every tide. To outsiders, it's calm. To those who work here, it's a battlefield where nature decides who wins. At dawn, the fog rolls low, swallowing the boat's hull. Engines growl to life, echoing through the fjords. The crew pulls on thick gloves, faces hardened by salt and wind. "Haul the lines!" shouts the captain, and the sea awakens with violence. The ropes rise, dripping, each one thick with shells and life. Water sprays in freezing arcs as the men fight the weight. One misstep, one tangled loop, and hundreds of pounds of mussels can crash down or worse, drag a man into the dark. There are no second chances here. The sea offers no mercy. Swells pound the hull. Steel hooks whip like snakes. The deck tilts, slick with seawater, as ropes slap the surface with thunder. Still, the men keep working one rhythm, one purpose, one G. When the ropes finally land on deck, the real battle begins. The mussels must be cleaned, scraped, sorted all before they die. Knives flash under gray skies, water gushes through hoses, and brushes spin with relentless speed. The air smells of salt, iron, and sweat. Only veterans can tell a perfect mussel. "You can hear it," says one fisherman, tapping two shells together. Click. That's quality. Machines can't replicate that sound, can't feel the difference between weak shell and firm. Here, instinct is everything, and instinct is earned in pain. Every basket they pull aboard means survival, a paycheck, a mortgage, a promise to a child back home. Each mussel carries the weight of hope, and yet, one storm, one broken machine can turn fortune into disaster in seconds. As the last rope clears, the roar of engines takes over. Steel cranes swing like beasts of burden, lifting tons of shells into conveyor belts. The boat transforms into a floating factory part ship, part machine, all chaos. Inside, the mussels tumble through drums that spin like whirlpools. High-pressure jets strip away sand and barnacles. Brushes polish their emerald shells until they shine like jewels. It's hypnotic, deafening the metallic heartbeat of an ocean industry that never sleeps. But perfection demands precision. Below deck, refrigeration units hum like engines of survival. The mussels are plunged into 0 degrees Celsius water, entering a state of frozen life, hibernating, not dead. Their freshness preserved at the edge of science and instinct. Back on land, the factory lights burn white against the night. Conveyor belts stretch endlessly, carrying shells past human eyes sharper than any scanner. Cracks, flaws, imperfections, none are tolerated. The label New Zealand green-lipped must mean flawless, or it means nothing. Then comes the freeze. IQF Instant Quick. Freezing locks sweetness inside within minutes. Each mussel becomes a capsule of the sea's flavor, destined for markets across the world. Packed in mesh bags and trays, they're sealed like treasure, ready for their long frozen voyage. Each year, New Zealand exports over $300 million worth of green-lipped mussels. But behind every dollar lies risk. A single algae bloom can poison entire farms overnight. A single degree of ocean warming can kill growth for a season. Out here, success balances on the knife edge of disaster. Then came the healers. Maori tribes, scientists, and local fishermen began restoring the lost reefs using recycled shells. After one day, recalls a diver, the sediment bound itself, the water cleared, and baby mussels began to cling again. Hope returned to the sea. In the Hauraki Gulf, more than 180 tons of shells have since been dropped onto the seabed. The results are staggering. Fish populations have multiplied fivefold, young mussels thrive, and the water runs clear once more. Every reef rebuilt is a victory against time itself. Marine biologist Emily Benjamin stands on deck, scanning the horizon. One day, she says softly, I'll take my grandchildren diving and they'll see the mussels we brought back to life. Her words carry across the waves, both promise and prophecy. Each restored shell represents more than science, it's redemption. Every reef filters the sea, absorbs carbon, and gives life back to what greed once took. Here, sustainability isn't a slogan, it's survival. As night falls over the sounds, the last boat returns. The men sit in silence, hands bleeding, clothes stiff with salt. The horizon burns orange, fading to blue. Another day is over, another battle won. For them, the mussel is more than food. It's a measure of endurance, of how far humanity will go to live in harmony with the wild. Every shell pulled from the sea carries a story written in sweat, risk, and resilience. When a plate of green mussels is served in Paris or Tokyo, it looks effortless, elegant even. But beneath that glossy shell lies the echo of engines, the slap of ropes, and the silent courage of those who fought the sea to bring it there. Now discover the unseen struggles behind every harvest, the balance between greed and grace, the power of those who risk everything so others can taste the ocean. Subscribe and dive deeper into the stories where beauty and danger are one and the same.